Hi folks, how you doing? It's your friend Phil here, project management trainer and coach. Today we're talking about a topic that you probably know about, change requests. Now, I would advise that you look at the much longer video regarding change requests that I have some on YouTube. I believe that will help you. But for now, I just want to touch on the top of the waves about how you need to be thinking about change requests just in case you find them on the PMP exam, okay? Which you probably will. So let's take a look at the whiteboard here. And these change requests, they come from a number of processes. Processes all over planning, executing, monitoring and controlling as well. There are quite a number of them. In fact, I have a video that I did about 4 or 5 days ago all about how change requests flow into performing integrated change control. Go check it out and it'll get you caught up regarding I'm talking about all of the processes that change requests come from. All right, so I'll just abbreviate those processes across planning, executing, monitoring, and controlling. I just call them change request processes, all right? CRPs, if you wanted to call them that. So these change request processes, they all give you change requests, okay? They all give you change requests, okay? My horrible writing there. Okay, they all give you change requests, okay? Now these change requests, they all go to one place and one place only. And the one place they all go as an input is called Perform Integrated Change Control. I call it PICC, Perform Integrated Change Control, okay? So you got change requests going to PICC, Perform Integrated Change Control. Now, before these change requests go to Perform Integrated Change Control, it is important that something happens. There needs to be some formal documentation in a change request form. So there's a blank form for filling in change requests. That's how you need to think about it. It's all right for someone to pick up the phone and say, hey, can you make this change? Yeah, in the real world, people do that all the time. But in the world of the PMI, this is pinpoint precision, following the PMBOK guide, having a change request for those additional things people want or changes people want, all right? So it is important to know what could be in a change request, all right? And the stuff I'm sharing with you, I'm just going to open up my trusty PMBOK guide, which happens to be on my iPad today. So I'm going to open up a page for you, but before I open it up, I want to tell you what change requests are made of. What exactly are they? It can be 4 things. A change request could capture one of 4 things. And those 4 things are: 1, corrective action, which I'll call CA. Okay, and I'm going to write these in red so they stand out, very important. Corrective action. Preventive action is the next thing they could be, PA. And last but not least, defect repair. But wait, there's more. For just 99 cents, I can tell you the next one. The next one is updates. Updates. So there are 4 things that a change request could be: corrective action, preventive action, defect repair, or updates. Now let's take a look at the PMBOK guide and I'll show you where these are. These are under 4.3, and it's because it's the first time in the PMBOK guide we encountered change requests. It's on page 96. All right. So I'm going to read. There's a lot of text here, but make sure you highlight your bit. All right. It says a change request is a formal proposal to modify any document, deliverable, or baseline. You get that? DDB, document, deliverable, or baseline. The documents could be controlled, and that's why we may need that approval. It says when issues are found while project work is being performed, change requests can be submitted which may modify project policies or procedures, project or product scope, project cost or budget, project schedule, or quality of the project or product results. Other change requests cover the needed preventive or corrective action to forestall negative impact later in the project. Any project stakeholder may request a change. That is an important line. Any project stakeholder, any means any. Any project stakeholder could request a change. It could be someone on your team, it could be the customer, So it is important to grasp what exactly is being said here on page 96. Okay? Change requests are processed for review and disposition through the Perform Integrated Change Control process. Now, if you haven't watched my Wacky Mnemonics and Weight of Integration video, go watch it, because I cover the importance of integration. And this process right here is an integration. It is a very, very important process for your exam. If you could write very, 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 write it down. Change front and center. And change is integrated in integration, you see. So it's very important to get this. It says change requests can be initiated from inside or outside the project, and they can be optional or legally mandated or contractually mandated. Change requests may include corrective action and intentional activity that realigns the performance of the project work with the project management plan. The key word there being realigned, okay? Preventive action and intentional activity that ensures the future performance of the project work is aligned with the project management plan. Then we have defect repair, an intentional activity to modify a non-conforming product or product component. In other words, it's defective. We need to fix it. And then we've got updates, changes to formally controlled project documents. Get that? Formally controlled project documents, plans, and so on. So outside of what is on page 89 on the left, the project management plan components, there are also project documents on the other side. Depending on the unique project, some of those could actually be controlled. Bear that in mind, okay? And if they are controlled, then you need a request. And we might even be talking about a health and safety plan, something outside of page 89. All right? It may not be page 89 stuff. It could be something else. The question could say your project manager on a project, there is a control document, blah, blah, blah. Someone made a change request. What should you do next? So it could apply to anything. All right? And it says changes to formally control project documents, plans, etc. to reflect modified or additional ideas or content additions. All right? So change requests can be understood by looking at an image in 4.4. If you go to page 99 and you take a look at, oh, I beg your pardon, not 99, not that, not that, not that, scratch that. Page 106. Yeah, page 106. Take a look. So if you take a look at page 106, I lied again. I'm sorry. I'm not doing this on purpose. Page 114. If you take a look at page 114, you'll see that change requests come from a boatload of places. And that's what I was trying to ask you to look at a few minutes ago when I said go look at my video that I put up on a little quiz about change requests. If you look at page 114, you can see the plethora of pages or places that change request is mentioned. 4.3, 5.5, 5.6, on and on. There are a ton of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 21. 21 processes that you can get change requests. That is close to half of the entire processes in the PMBOK guide. But it's not a bad thing to go through these and kind of get used to seeing where the anomalies in planning, where the anomalies in monitoring and controlling. Of course, they don't come from performing a great change control, they go there. So that would be one of the anomalies in the monitoring and controlling process group. In the executing process group, look out for those anomalies. For example, managed project knowledge is an anomaly. You don't see it listed here, okay? And it is within executing. So you can tackle them by anomaly just to kind of get a feel for where they come from. Not that this will be much weight on the exam as far as knowing where the change request could come from, but you can cancel out some places. For example, when you're creating the activity list, you don't expect a change request from that. So it is important that you are able to cancel out those that are not relevant to change request being an output from them, versus these on page 114. May not be a bad thing to do one afternoon, see. So just go through all of that. But if you look at page 114, it shows you what these change requests, these CRPs, they are all there. Direct and manage project work, acquire resources, monitor communications, so on and so forth. They're all listed, okay? So going back to our whiteboard here, if you take a look, you can see all of these CAPADR updates, whatever they are, they all go to perform integrated change control, all right? What happens next? Well, after putting in a change request, the change request needs to be reviewed first by the project manager. So within this process right here, right, within perform integrated change control, we are, as project managers, reviewing change requests with our team. Maybe asking additional questions. Is this what you meant? What parameters are we talking about? So on and so forth. Maybe getting some clarification and then coming up with a final idea of what the impact of that change request is going to be. See? And then after you're done with that, the next thing is to send that change request along with your analysis and your recommendations to the change control board or the responsible authority. If you read the PMBOK guide carefully, you realize it's not always the change control board. Some projects do not have CCBs. It could be the PM and the sponsor. So it is important that you understand the context of all of this. Okay? Now, after that change request is sent to the change control board, the change control board will also review the change request. They may ask the project manager for clarification, they may have their own questions, but the final verdict is going to be either an approved change request or the change request would be put on hold or pending status till further notice, till further decisions are made, till further clarification, whatever, put on hold for whatever reason, pending, or the change request could be rejected. Now, a rejected change request is not explicitly referred to as that in the PMBOK guide, okay? I'm going to show you what you get out of this process that will help you understand the disposition of the change request. And it's a very subtle one, but it's buried within project document updates. This is on page 120. It says, any formally controlled project document may be changed as a result of this process. A document that is normally updated as a result of this process is the change log. And then it says the change log is used to document changes that occur during a project. But did you know that a change log is also used to document the final disposition of the change request, whether it's approved, rejected, pending, okay? So that is very important to note. Also, something else I'd like to call your attention to is at the very beginning of the dialogue on page 115. So this is very important. Midway in that paragraph it says, every documented change request needs to be either approved, deferred, or rejected by a responsible individual, usually the project sponsor or project manager. The responsible individual will be identified in the project management plan or by organizational procedures. So there are some projects where the PM might just shut it down. It's here in the PMBOK, it depends on the project. Going a step further, it says, when required, the Perform Integrated Change Control process includes a change control board. When required, not every time, see, which is a formally chartered group responsible for reviewing, evaluating, approving, deferring, or rejecting changes to the project and for recording and communicating such decisions. Approved change requests can require new or revised cost estimates, blah, blah, blah. So the bottom line, folks, is this is a very extensive process, and I decided to spend time with it just in case it was part of your exam. And, you know, who knows? Who knows whether you could get this on the exam or not? But the bottom line is by the time you get done reviewing all that I'm telling you, you'll be in a good state to tackle those questions, all right? So let's go back to our whiteboard one more time, and let me show you a few more things to put a close to this. All right, it's a little bit of a chore getting rid of this. Uh-oh, I got rid of everything. I didn't mean to. Bear with me as I get rid of it so that I can show you what happens next. Because there's still a few things to whiteboard here just so they stick. I want them to stick for you. All right. So we get an output from here, and that output twofold. We could have an approved change request, and I'll just call that ACR, approved change request. We could get an ACR, an approved change request, or we could also get, not even or, and we should definitely get as an output the change log. So I'll just put here project document, but the change log. Very important, okay? So you're getting an approved change request. Now, what does that mean? An approved change request means you've got an approval to make a change. Well, that approved change request needs to go through another set of steps. It needs to go chiefly to this process called direct and manage project work. Approved change request is going to go to direct and manage project work. Why? To be executed. Remember, this is an executed. So we're going to take that approved change request, it's going to go to direct and manage project work, and it's going to be executed upon. And as it's executed upon, you're going to get an output known as deliverables, which are called DEL, okay? And those deliverables they need to be checked. Now that you've carried out that approved change request, these deliverables need to be checked. You know where they need to be checked? Control quality. So, I told you it was a long journey. Control quality. But that's not where the story ends. After you get to control quality, you need to look for a document that will help you effectively inspect this deliverable, since there have been some approved change requests. I'm going to show you with a blue dotted line. That thing is this right here. It is your approved change request. It also goes into control quality. Okay? Now, we've talked about a lot of stuff. I want you to go back, listen, rewatch, understand, and should you have any questions about it, shoot me a message down below, right here under this video, okay? I would like to hear back from you. I know it's been a long one. I didn't expect it to be as long as it ended up being, but if you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to ask, all right? So I want to thank you very much for your audience. I wish you all the best on the exam. And hey, don't be a stranger. When you pass the test, let me know that this video was useful to you. Okay? I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now. You're still there. Later.